bias article, and each one focuses on one animal which is either endangered or critically endangered. Indian pangolin. Okay. So recently, have you heard of pangolin by any chance in any context? Last 1 or 2 years? Yeah, exactly. I also, for the first time, heard about pangolin when we talked about the wet market in China. Yeah, the Wuhan wet market in China. So pangolin is something the Chinese eat, but the reason why pangolin is trafficked is not for it is for the meat also. The reason why it is trafficked is for the scales of the pangolin. Yeah, and so much so that it is now believed to be the world's most trafficked animal. Most trafficked animal. Okay, is the most trafficked animal. Oh, it's asked in films also, is it? That's one session I still have to do here for mains and films question. I will do it. Yeah. And what is pangolin? It is mentioned geographical distribution. Try to understand the geographical distribution. Eastern Ghats. So Eastern Ghats, it is more or less towards the northern part of Andhra Pradesh. I want you to pictorially imagine. Yeah, when I'm talking of cities, I want the map to pop up, even if it is not there on the slide. It should pop up in your mind. Okay, Visakhapatnam, Vijayanagaram, Srikakulam. I know the place. The northern part of, and it is thickly wooded also. Eastern Ghats, and Eastern Ghats sometimes has these naxals also in that. Again, the Vijayanagaram Srikakulam has some, still has some remnants of naxalism. Okay. When threatened, yeah, it rolls up into a tight ball. Unfortunately, what it does is it rolls up into a tight ball and it does not see the predator. So it sees that the predator also does not see it. You know, something like an ostrich mentality, so to say. You know what ostrich does when it sees a danger? It puts it digs its head deep into the ground. Why does it do it? Just because it digs its head into the ground, it is not able to see the danger. But it does not know that the danger can see it. Yeah, that's why they say don't have an ostrich-like mentality. Don't run away from difficulty. Yeah, just because you run away from, you think you're running away from difficulty, but the difficulty can run faster than you sometimes. So it can eventually catch up. So a better option is to face the difficulty. Anyway, that's more of a philosophical thing. But this is what pangolin does. So what these poachers do, it makes the poacher's job very easy. Unfortunately, it rolls up into a nice ball. So the poacher just has to lift the ball and take it along with us, and they kill it in a very bad way. I mean, all killing is bad, but in this case, they throw the pangolin into boiling water. It dies, and when it dies and its skin gets loosened up, they pull all the scales out of the pangolin. And the pangolin scale has a lot of, is thought to have a lot of medicinal values. It has not been proved. In Chinese medicine, it is supposed to have a lot of medicinal values for women, lactating women, and a couple of other categories of male and female. Okay. What do they eat? They eat the ants. You must have seen long and sticky tongue. And pangolin ex situ conservation is very difficult because they get stressed and eventually die when you keep them in captivity for a long time. They are nature-loving guys. They are born in a particular place. They wish to live and die in that particular place. Ex situ conservation as pangolin is not easy. That's one thing I want to remember. It's kind of, I felt it was very unique. That's why I've included this point. Ex situ conservation or keep them in zoos and all for a long duration is not possible. What is also makes the problem of pangolin conservation very difficult is only one offspring per year. Because it is animal, we generally think they can have more offsprings. But somewhere here, practically, pangolin can produce only one offspring per year. But is pangolin a critically endangered animal in India and worldwide? Let us look at the status, what it is. Conservation status. So some points, 1 million pangolin poached, this is okay. World Pangolin Day observed, this is fine. This is important. Typically, try to understand this animal from a 2 or 3 categories. The first category is Indian Wildlife Protection Act. As per this, it is in Schedule 1. Guys, do you recollect Schedule 1? Out of the 6 schedules, Schedule 1 and 2 is what? Highest punishment and highest level of protection. So to that extent, pangolin is on par with Bengal tiger. Okay? And it is classified as endangered by IUCN. So endangered is a part of threatened. So if someone says, does pangolin come under part of being threatened by IUCN? Answer is yes. Because vulnerable, endangered, critically endangered, all are part of threatened as per IUCN. And not just that, the third one, it has also been brought under Appendix 1 of CITES. CITES is what? Convention on International Trade of Endangered Species of Flora and Fauna. So, IUCN Endangered, Indian Wildlife Protection Act Schedule 1, CITES Appendix 1. So, Appendix 1 of CITES is synonymous to Schedule 1 of Indian Wildlife. So, there also Appendix 1 means they put some really important animals which are either endangered or critically endangered. Okay. So, this is what I have as far as pangolin is concerned. There are a couple of points about Maharashtra being the first state, and yeah. So the news article was actually related to this point. This is why I took the news article. There's the Eastern Ghats Wildlife Society, which has initiated a conservation status. So one thing that they are trying to do is to find out the exact number of pangolins in India. So once you know the exact number, you will then figure out what to do. Okay. So that's on the pangolin.